Hi everybody, welcome back to Flames Pyro Art for Beginners. Today we're going to have a little look at one of the ball tips by the Optima range in the pen reviews. This is the PH19S, the 1/16th ball tip. Not if you can see it on the video. It's quite a small writing tip pen. So we'd give it a try today. I've started just doing a little fancy love sign, and I'm going to put a shadow in behind it to see if we can bring the love forward. It should be great. So let's have a look at this ball tip. I've got the setting at 2 at the minute, so we need to see what the optimal settings are for this pen as it heats up. Now there are a range of ball tip pens and sizes available from most good manufacturers of pyrography units. They should come in a range of sizes, and this is one of the smaller sizes. It's not the smallest, but it is quite small. And so when we're doing lettering, these ball tips are really good for making nice neat lettering with. Obviously, as you've seen with my image at the start, I've transferred that onto the wood. I've used an app called Over, and for all those who are in the UK, I don't know if it is a US app as well, but on the App Store, if you search the word Over, it's got an O in an orange box, and in there are a lot of beautiful fonts, and you can select like portrait or landscape mode, and you can create your designs, print them off, and then transfer them to your wood using the graphite transferring method. But today we're not reviewing Over, we're reviewing this ball tip, because what I want to do with this lettering is obviously have the thicker, the main lettering that I want sitting forward. I want that to really stand out and be not ultra thick, but thicker than the shadowing it's going to cast beneath. So I'm going to see which size of ball tip is best for the job. When doing lettering, it's very much like just doing portrait art, where any other, themes that you may be doing, dogs, animals, whatever. Writing, you can treat it exactly the same as when you're creating your other wonderful art forms. There is a skill to it. There's it's got its artistic merits on its own as just doing lettering, to make beautiful neat lettering that's perfectly symmetrical and the perfect width is an art form in itself. I've got this Optima at 2.5 now, the heat setting, because I don't want to burn the wood and singe it and char the wood. I mean, there was a little imperfection in the wood there that caused the dreaded blob. so I will have to thicken out this letter to hide that. That's one of the other beauties of doing lettering. You know, you can use the template and transfer the words down onto the wood, but then you can also use your own artistic imagination with the letters. You know, you can put your own stamp on them once you've got the framework of the letters. You know, then you have license pretty much to do as you wish. You know, if you want to turn it into a calligraphy style or any other embellishments you wish to make, you can then do so. When I'm personally doing lettering, I like to build the darkness. I don't want to get there immediately, because like I said, that would just be charring the wood. You know, to make your lettering super dark straight away, you would literally be burning the wood. And pyrography is all about just gently kissing over the surface of the wood and building our depth of heat and tonal values gradually over time, much like a graphite or a paint artist would. You know, if they were painting words or drawing words, they would spend time to go over the letters, you know, over and over, building up the depth and the shape to them. And so with pyrography, it's very much the same. You will find as well, it will help improve the steadiness of your hand. I mean, I suffer terrible from an unsteady hand. You could ask my wife when she asked me to clasp any of the jewellery or anything. I'm all fingers and thumbs. I haven't got a steady hand at all. But with practice, with my pyrography pens, I've got a steadier hand now. I wouldn't say I've got certainly not surgical level steady hands, but they're not bad. Well, that is another reason why I always promote the fact, you know, of burning low and slow, because if you do have a shaky hand like I do at times, you haven't burnt that heavily and darkly that it can't be corrected. You know, you always want to leave yourself room for manoeuvre until you get to your final goal of what you've got, you know, envisaged in your mind. You don't want to sprint there, you want to gradually build your way there. And along the way, you may see new additions you want to make to the picture that you've got in your mind of the art that you're creating. You know, all these letters, I want them quite chunky as they are on here. I want to build them up relatively thick, but I also want to leave the odd area a little thinner just for style purposes. You know, my own stamp on the lettering. So this 1/16 ball tip is a good size. for what I want it to do. Just keep working over the letters, you know. You can see I was using the really small writing tip to begin with. That's where you've got this super dark area that I'd built up. That was just for the framework of the lettering. I wanted to go much wider. So we needed to up the size of the ball tip and see how this one works out. And happy Father's Day, by the way, to all the dads out there who may be watching. This isn't going to be a long video today, it's just a little review of one of the pens by the Optima range, the PH19S. That I've shown on another video the smaller writing tip to this, but they go larger than this, much larger, the ball tips. I have a couple of even larger ones yet that we may need to use to get to where I want to be with the thickness of this lettering. But I will just take the time and just keep building slowly until I get to that required depth of shading that I want. I may find that I don't want to go super dark with all of it, you know. Just see what comes into my head as I write the letters out. thing I like with these ball tips as well is you can make your turns quite easily with them. And there with the pen just kept held down. You can run and turn corners quite easily. The only reason I lift off with a pen is to build a bit more heat as well back into the pen, because as you touch down with the pen tip onto the wood absorbs the heat out of the pen. So I lift off every now and again, lift off quite regularly, just to build that touch of heat back in, and then touch down again with that heat, remove it again, the heat will start rebuilding into the tip and I can utilize it again. What I will do is I'll time lapse this creation. I'll also put the word up if anyone wants to take a screenshot of it and use it. But like I said, if you're in the UK, go on the App Store, search the word over. There's many free fonts. There is some paid fonts as well, you know, like they all have paid subscriptions, locked fonts for pro only. There's lots and lots of free fonts, and you can make them the words to whatever size you want. You can zoom them in, zoom them out, you know, create them to any scale. you want with them, and you can design your whatever you want to create. You could design it all on the Over app and print it off and then transfer. I thought on Father's Day we would just do a very quick review while we're burning the word love. Love for all the dads out there. I don't know if you have Father's Day in the States today. We do in the UK, so happy Father's Day to everybody. This is the PH19S 1/16 ball tip by the Optima range. Gives you a slightly thicker line. As I say again, keep your heat lower, keep control over the heat. Don't let the heat dictate to you what speed and what depth of value you're getting onto the wood. Always keep control over it. So if you feel the heat's getting away from you and you can't keep up, and it's burning too hot, turn it down a touch until you find that level where you can just keep building more depth and darkness of colour without charring the wood. That is the skill of pyrography, is, like I said, just kissing over the surface, not burning the wood, but letting the heat absorb into the wood. And it's amazing the things that you can create by letting that heat absorb into the wood using different pens. As we've seen on other tutorials, you can make some superb realistic artwork. I've seen some, not of mine, other people's, absolutely amazing pieces of pyrography that they've done using kits very much like this, with techniques very much the same as this, building layers of heat. And as you practice and get more proficient with your skill level of holding your pens and learning, what heat settings work best for you, then the sky is the limit. Practice makes perfect, and as I say, every hour of burning is an hour of learning, and that's what the channel's all about, is learning pyrography. Maybe not the right way, but the way I create pyrography, and the way a lot of we'll call them master pyrographers, the way a lot of them create the pyrography as well, which is by taking the time, not rushing, and not getting to that final value all at once. Very much want to build your way there. Okay, so that's all we needed for today with a little review. So I'll leave you all to whatever you're doing on Father's Day. Have a great day, and I will see you all again in the horse wood burning tutorial. Got some great findings to share with you regarding the horse portrait that I'm doing, that may be of interest, hopefully, to quite a few of you out there. So have fun, happy burning, and I'll see you all again soon. Don't forget to leave me a like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. You're most welcome to do so. This group is all about learning, sharing, and passion for pyrography. Okay, take care guys, thanks for watching, bye.